Hi everyone, welcome to Virtual History 360. I'm Mr. Wade, and today we're going to be talking about the colonization of North America, specifically the 13 English colonies. So let's get started. The main point of this video is for you to understand what the 13 were and what region they were located in. Now, please understand that there were three regions. You're going to hear this a lot. The New England region, the Middle region, the Southern region. Okay? You have the New England colonies, the Middle colonies, the Southern colonies. Does that make sense? So, what we're going to do is we're going to break down each region, and we're going to talk about the colonies in all three. Now, take a look right here. This is a map of all of the colonies. Yes, you see it? Notice that it's color-coded. You have the New England colonies, the Middle colonies, and the Southern colonies. So, let's get started with New England and work our way south. Okay? First, you have Massachusetts. Massachusetts is kind of the beginning of the New England colonies. This colony sprang from a couple of the originals, like Plymouth, 1620, Pilgrims, Mayflower, we'll talk about that, and also the Massachusetts Bay Colony. They all kind of formed together to form what we have as Massachusetts. So if you look, it also comes up to the top here. Present-day Maine was originally part of Massachusetts. Next, you have New Hampshire to the north. Then you have Rhode Island and Connecticut. You see, Massachusetts, back to those guys, was founded for religious freedom. The Puritans were looking for a fresh start, but they were extreme in that. They actually kicked out people who did not meet their expectations, and this is how Rhode Island and Connecticut got that start. But don't worry, we'll talk those details in class, all right? Now, so that covers New England. Now let's move to the Middle colonies. So, can you guess where we're going to look on the map? Oh, that's right, the middle. See, it makes sense, right? Here you find New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Now, the one thing that these colonies have in common is that they were founded to either expand trade or to make money from the sale of land. In fact, Pennsylvania here, William Penn received his land from King Charles II because the king owed his father money. Interesting. Now, let's move down to the southern colonies down here. We'll start with Maryland because of the southern colonies, this one's a little unique because it was also founded for religious freedom. But unlike Protestant England, this colony was founded as a safe haven for Catholics. Then we have Virginia, then the Carolinas, north and south. They were originally one colony and they split. They were founded to expand trade. And then finally, we have Georgia. Georgia was viewed as a buffer to protect from Spanish Florida, but also as a place where debtors, people who owed money, could go for a fresh start. So there you have it, the 13 colonies. What do you say we hop in the jet and check out someplace interesting? Alright, here we are in Salem, Massachusetts. This is the site of the Salem witch trials of 1692 and 1693. During this time, there was a wave of paranoia that struck the community, and the children were acting weird, and it just bloomed out of control. Now, blame was placed on the supernatural. They were making weird noises and contorting their bodies all weird. It's crazy. Well, these three little girls, two of them were age 11, one was age 9, blamed three local women. One was just a poor woman, one was a homeless woman, and one was a Caribbean slave. Okay? The poor woman and the homeless woman said they were innocent, but the Caribbean slave actually confessed. They confessed to witchcraft, saying she signed the devil's book. This is when it gets crazy in Salem, okay? You see, more than 200 people eventually get accused of witchcraft, and 20 people were executed for it. Talk about injustice. You see, people were forced to confess or be executed. If they confessed, they'd be punished. But if they didn't confess, they must be hiding something. So they were hanged. Thankfully, we have a constitution that does not allow this justice system to do anything like that. We hear the term witch hunt, on the news, but nothing like happened in Salem. Okay? See, eventually Massachusetts realized their mistakes and admitted their wrongdoing. They compensated the families that were affected, but the damage was already done. So please understand that early American history is not neat and clean. There are tons of examples like this where mistakes snowballed out of control. So let's review. Today we covered the three colonial regions. They were the New England, Middle, and Southern. Here's the map again. Good. And then you also learned a little about the Salem witch trials. That about wraps it up. So, if you found this video interesting or informative, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. For Virtual History 360, I'm Mr. Wade. Thank you.